Hello, people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And I am your host, Linus Joshua. It is a good time to be here again. And today I have a fantastic person here that we want to talk about growing up and how we became best of friends and how we are till this moment. We've been friends since 2006 or 5 thereabout. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Williams Abba. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a privilege. Thank you.
my guy. We need to begin this way. So, welcome to this beautiful session. We're going to talk about linking up with you and how far we've gone. So, just as I've said, this is my high school best friend. Whoever knew me in high school knew where to. It's now that I'm seeing that we don't even look alike like before. But when you look at our high school pictures, we actually looked alike because we were once slim. But look at how he's bigger than I am. See me,
No, no, no.
I've not. So yes, you're welcome. Do you want to
Thank
introduce
you.
yourself?
Yeah. My name is Williams.
Yeah.
Well, he has really introduced, or he has said everything. We've been friends since 2006 until tomorrow. Let me put it that way. And fortunately, Linus is also my daughter's godfather, so that's to tell that we've come a long, long way.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to be on this show.
Tell us your professional life. You are a proprietor. Yeah, sure. So yes, let's hear that.
Yeah, I'm a proprietor of a wonderful educational institution, both the primary from the nursery section to the secondary section, and I'm also a media personnel. I'm into media. I'm also a software developer. In fact, anything that has to do with computer, I'm there because that is my first
Fantastic.
love, and I'm also a
Wow.
pastor by God's grace.
Don't worry, we'll go into that in in a minute. What was your first impression of me the very first time you saw me?
Well, if I can remember very well, the first day we met in class, I think that was my first day in school.
Yeah.
I asked somebody a question. What's her name? Blessing. Blessing Wachuku. I asked her a question. I was like, who is the person that tops in this class? Because I wanted to know those that are ahead so that I'll know who I'm competing against or who I'm going to compete with. So fortunately, you entered into a class because I think I entered the class before you. She now pointed at this is one of the people that are really doing well in class. I was like, oh, good, good. Let's see how it goes. I'm here to challenge. Fortunately, would I say the challenge came because we were both in science class at the long run, and
Yeah.
the gap between you and I was not that much. End of every
Yes.
term, only
Yeah.
though you only did better than I. uh So, but the gap was not that much.
Yeah.
So actually, it was a good one, and that impression I had in the first time wasn't bad, and I think that was what made our relationship to flow smoothly because we did not start on a bad note. We
Yeah.
started on a very good note,
Yeah.
and it continued like that until today. So,
Yeah. Okay. I actually had a very bad impression of you. Um,
Abby,
yes. So I remember coming to class. Nobody beats me at coming to class early. Nobody to coming to school
mm,
early. But whatsoever reason that day I came late, and then I was told, "Oh, there is this new guy that came. His name is Williams." And then yeah, shout out to Blessing. And then she just rubbed it on my face. So I, Blessing and Ashezi, who is now your wife, were like the clique, like and Emmanuel Kelta, were like the clique, like that was our clique of friends.
yeah,
And then she was just rubbing it on our face. Oh, this guy, he's from my church. We heard that he's from my church like 1 million times. So I remember getting angry, like, who is this guy? Please, you should get out of our class. What's this? So I was just looking at you one kind, one kind, one kind. Then I remember, I don't know if it was that day or the next day, you walked up to me, you're like, oh, sorry, you're a new student, and I think you wanted to know how far we've gone with our notes in class.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay, he's even polite too. I said, okay, no wala. Then I think it was from that moment that we just connected, and bro, just as you've said, it is now history, right? So, but when did you know that I was your friend? Like, when did you know that no, this guy is my guy?
Ah, it's way back. So I'm
It
trying
should be
to
like,
remember.
wait, I think it should be like 2006. That should be
Yes,
whoa, almost 18 years, bro.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
How time flies.
yeah,
So then you were the only person I could meet for
yeah.
notebook because I did not start at the beginning of the term with you guys. So I came, I think, the middle of the term. So I needed to update my notes. And from the information I got, you're one of the few people that like copying notes. So, and when I met you, the reception you gave to me, it sent a very good message down that at least there's somebody I can actually relate with. Because my first day in that school, I could remember what the principal did to me on assembly ground. Because I came from a very notorious school, and the man really embarrassed me. So I was like, okay, maybe the way he started with me, maybe my classmates will see me as a bad person, all those ideas. But when I walked up to you and the way you approached me, the way you accepted me, from that moment, I felt this is somebody I can actually relate with,
Yeah,
and then do things with.
yeah,
Because going to a mixed school for the first time, I was kind of shy around the opposite sex
yeah,
because most of my life was spent in a boys' school. So
yeah,
sitting down with girls and all that was really uncomfortable for me. But you being a guy like me,
yeah,
we're having almost the same stature. People were like,
yeah,
ah, you guys look alike, twins from
yeah,
different parents.
yeah.
It was really comfortable. So I just had this rest and this belief that, okay, we can actually flow together.
If you have a picture of me and you back then, maybe you can ask your wife or maybe someone from your home. If you have any picture, please send it to me so that we can show everybody to see how we look alike.
I'll do
Okay.
that.
So I think when I knew that you and my friend was, and I think that's how I grew up. My parents would always tell me, listen, friends, if anybody can bring you to their house, that person really means well to you. So I remember we just got talking one day. I asked, oh, where are you living? You said, oh, you're living here. Then you said, I know you. I looked at you, I like, you know me where? You told me where I was living. You said you were living just some blocks away.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I could literally swear at that moment that this guy was just lying, or you just got to hear information about me. And then you mentioned people that we like were my friends back around where I was like, what? Who is this guy that just knows everything about me? So that day you're like, let's go to your house. And for me, I rarely got that kind of invite, from our classmates. I was like, oh, okay, he's inviting me to his house. Then I followed you to your house. Luckily for me, your mom was around, and that was the first time me coming to your house. But me and your mom connected so well that it felt like you were the stranger, and me and your mom, we we knew, we knew. And bro, it was from that day as I went home. I went and told my mom, oh, there's this my friend in school. She's like, who is this friend that you have not brought home? So I remember this the next day I told you, guy, we must go to my house. And that day you met my parents. And I remember my mom telling me, why do you people look alike like this? In my head, I was like, bro, I'm way cuter than this boy. Why are people saying I look like this? So wow, okay, interesting. So what was the craziest thing me and you have ever done?
Kai, there are so many
Yeah, a lot.
things. So the craziest, the
Please,
craziest, the
we
craziest.
are in the presence of the whole world. Please don't
Yeah.
embarrass me.
So it's fun. Our childhood was really fun.
Yeah,
It was,
really. It
it's
was.
not now the Gen Z generation that they don't have that such fun again.
Hey, hey, don't insult my Gen Z family, please.
Then there was nothing like WhatsApp, Facebook was not so rampant. So we had enough time as bodies to really relate, talk. So one of the craziest thing I can remember, it was one period where you came to my house, we're done from my house, I was seeing you off, got to your area, we stood there, gisted, still came back, went back and forth. We didn't really want to separate from each other. I think maybe some people that day, though nobody said anything, some people they were on that street were like, what's wrong with these two people? Going up and it's as if we were lost or something. And damn, that's crazy, man. Because normally we're like, okay, that's all for today. See you tomorrow. But we noticed that the discussion was not ending. It kept on coming up because we are not people that actually talk on phone. I don't think we even had phones then like that.
Yeah,
So
it was
most of our
later we had
conversation
phones. Yeah.
was later we had phones. But then there was no phone. So the only time we had, it's not like I cannot come to your house any day or you cannot visit me any day. Or it's not like we're not going to see each other again for a long time. We're always together, but
We'll see
the
the
gist
next day literally in school.
literally we'll see in school.
Yeah.
We'll still meet, we'll sit close to each other, we'll come back home together. I think that was one of the most crazy things we've done. And trekking together from our permanent site. Some people may get tired and take bike, but you and I can't really remember if we ever took bike. That if we decide to
didn't.
trek,
We
we will
did
trek
not.
down to our houses.
We did
And
not.
our houses
We
were
did not.
like, Kai, that was like how many kilometers as
Yeah,
of
maybe
then?
10. Maybe 10.
Yeah. But we're not exhausted. It wasn't like
We
we did
never got
something
tired of gisting. And
at all.
this is the funny thing. We weren't talking about ladies. We weren't obviously taking alcohol. We
At
were,
all.
but now, and we rarely talked about football. So now, right now, I'm asking myself, so what were we even talking about? But I knew that the gist was just on ending. I remember that day. I think I finally got home like at 9:30. I remember my mom just laughing. She was like, "You two are crazy." Because I'll walk you, she will hear us talk, you will walk me. I'm like, bro. But I can remember one crazy thing that you and I did for a girl. For a girl, I will not mention her name, but let me say the situation.
Okay.
So this girl was forming hard to get in our set, and to her, I think she also liked you. So it was strange to us that, do you remember this person that you can go and remove money from her purse, and then and then everybody literally, at the point, she was one of those people that everybody respected, like the way she carried herself. Williams would ask me, "How far you? They hungry?" I say, "Yes." "Let's go and eat." Papa go come on money, and in those days, man, if you remove money from anybody's, in fact, at some point, she was like, she will bring her money to you, and you like pick the rest. You ask me, "How far do you need money?" I'll be like, "Bro, this guy, you are living the life, man."
Her phone, because she was like the first person to have a phone amongst us.
Yeah.
I think you remember when I think after our graduation, we went to her house.
Yeah.
And she offered us. She made noodles for you and I.
Yes.
You can remember one evening.
Yes.
She's married now, so let me not mention the name.
Yes.
But it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah. Really fun. Okay. What is the most embarrassing thing you've done in public?
Man, you're putting me on a tight corner.
No. Okay, this is as relation to me and you. Like me and you, what's like the most embarrassing thing you think you and I did that was in public? I don't think we had any embarrassing moment, did we?
No. I can't remember of any embarrassing thing that we felt embarrassed.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Not that we were the ones embarrassing people.
Exactly.
Nobody could come close to us.
Yes.
Because even my wife keeps saying it every day. You and Linus then. Yeah. Because we can literally make anybody to shed tears.
Yes.
We can make people be happy.
We can
Uh-uh.
blackmail anybody. And then we had connections with the vice principal. You remember?
Yes.
Miss
You know,
Tosi.
yeah.
So we had that backing. So shout out to everybody. Please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like if you're enjoying this, and if you want more of this content, please write it on the comment section. And woof, let's go. So
Okay.
we can set anybody up because we had link up there. We had backing from teachers, and so yeah, we could make people cry. We could make people happy. We could ruin
Mm-hmm.
people's relationship.
They actually thought we were doing all that for our marks to be increased,
Yeah,
but nothing of such ever happened.
yeah.
Nothing of such ever. In fact, if we fail, we receive the worst punishment, if I can
Yes,
remember very well.
yes,
Because the teachers felt since you are close to me, you should be able to do better.
yeah,
But people didn't see that part. They did
yeah.
not see it at all.
Tell me, what is the most annoying thing I've ever done to you?
I think it was when you traveled out newly, that first time you left the country. It's as if we lost touch. Whenever I tried reaching you, it wasn't not like it was not connecting, but it was as if maybe you're trying to avoid me. So at a long run, a point in time, I just decided to just stay away. I think that's the only thing that I've done that really made me angry that period. Because I felt like maybe
Really?
because yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So I
okay,
felt
wait,
like
okay, wait. I'm not trying to defend myself, but there are a people that I cannot ignore, and Williams, you're one of them. Or probably is miscommunication, but okay, okay, my bad, my bad. Let me apologize. I am sorry because I understand because like when I left Nigeria, there was a lot of talks. Do you understand? And I was just trying to just deal on my lane at that time. But interesting.
when you started the process, when it was sure for you that
Yeah,
you're leaving, I was in the know of it. You told me. In
yeah,
fact, when you landed, was it Turkey?
yeah,
You chatted me. You showed me
yeah,
the picture and everything. But
yeah.
I was surprised that when you got there, lack of communication. If I try contacting you, so we as human beings now, we tend to misunderstand ourselves at times. So
Yeah.
I just felt this was all you wanted. Maybe you don't want me to, maybe you just want to cut off ties with me. So I decided to stay on my own for a while. If you notice, we didn't talk for some months.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't talk for some months until we later connected again. I think, and we connected somehow very
On
close to my
Facebook.
wedding. That was when we connected back fully. So that was when I
No,
was
no. In 2018, when I came back home, we met. All the times that I've come to Nigeria, we've met.
2018. Okay,
Yeah,
yes, when you came for your brother's wedding.
that's 2019.
That was when we
Oh,
met now. You called me. I met you in the church during the wedding service. So we are
ah,
together.
yes, 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 yes,
There,
yes.
yes. From there to Aaron's house.
No, in 2018, I came back 2018. Do you remember coming to my house where me and that my cousin, because I think I still have the pictures where we took in 2018. I remember when I got back home.
Okay.
The year before that 2019. Okay.
That's true.
Okay. So let me explain my own side of the story. So when I got here, communicating with people back at home was really hard. At that time, there was no WhatsApp call, there was no Facebook call, there was no any of the social media call. So making direct calls at the time was crazily expensive, right? So but I was always on Facebook. We're always chatting on Facebook, man. What are you saying, bro?
We're not always chatting on Facebook. Maybe you've forgotten. Maybe
Or
you've
maybe
forgotten.
it was that time that let me not embarrass you here, Williams. Let me not embarrass you here.
Feel free. Feel free.
Okay, interesting. Okay, back to me. Have you ever been annoying to me? To be fair, I think no, because I don't know. I know that I always have the problem in quotes because even Aaron, of course, he would be here. Even Aaron, I've always been the one that have a lot of issues with my head. But I mean, have you ever been annoying to me? I doubt. I doubt. I doubt so. If you
Hmm,
can describe our friendship in one word, what would you call it?
perfect.
Hmm.
Should
Why?
I give my reasons?
Yes, please.
Um, in all my years, I've never really had somebody I've been this close to,
Yeah.
right from childhood. Somebody that I could actually talk to any day, anytime.
Mhm.
And I've never really had such relationship. I don't think even with my cousins, because I will not say my siblings normally, yes, but I'll say maybe my cousins who are like family, blood to me. I've never really had a relationship with them. Hi, hi, I don't even know when last I spoke to some of them.
Yeah.
But you and I, our relationship has been like brother, brother, something. If you can remember, I've always most times fall back to you when I need something,
Yeah.
one or two things like that. I
Yeah.
remember when I was going for my what was that list collection
Yeah.
before my wedding. I thank God you were in the country that period,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I was not having shoe to wear. See, I will never forget that guy. I was very broke. You know about it.
Yeah.
You know the whole story. If
Yeah.
I still have that shoe till today, I told my wife that shoe I will never throw it away because it brings back a lot of memories. There are
Mm.
people today that even if I call them, how far? They're like, brother, forget about it. But you are different from that. I remember I called you that very day to like, I don't have a shoe to wear. So, no, it's not a problem. It's not a shoe. And you gave me the shoe. And today, shoe is not my problem. So I've never really had that cordial relation with anybody except you. So it's perfect, sincerely.
Hmm.
And we've never had a one-on-one issue like a
Yeah.
confrontation, quarrel,
Yeah.
fight over something. I've
Yeah.
never really had a reason to.
Yeah.
There's this popular saying that if you've never quarreled with your friend, that
Yeah.
means that friendship is not strong. But
Nah, that
Haba,
saying is a
18,
lie. That saying
18
is a
years,
lie.
is it
Yeah.
18 or 18 years together now,
Yeah.
and we've never really had a one-on-one confrontation like, guy, I'm angry with you, I'm this, I'm that. It has never happened, and still, the friendship is still going very, very well. So perfect is the word I'm going to use.
So for me, if I'm going to describe our friendship in one word, I will say brotherhood. Because just as you've mentioned, to be honest, we've never had a misunderstanding that we raise voices at each other or like say,
Mm,
okay, I'm not talking to Williams or I'll talk to Williams. No, I think it has never happened. And that your wedding story. So honestly, sometimes when we do things, we don't know the impact it will have in people. I remember that day when you called me, it was your wedding list collection, and I was so happy because I was like, my guy is getting. Then you told me shoe. I said shoe. Is that even a problem? And
we've
yeah,
gotten ourselves into so many troubles. Because the most.
yeah, you can't remember any.
Ah, we've always had issues with people.
Yeah,
Remember when we handed over post to
yeah,
the class following us then,
yeah,
and they misbehaved. I
yeah,
was the champion, the chairman in charge of dealing with them.
yeah,
So we've always had issues with people.
yeah, yeah.
So the most, Kai, I can't really pinpoint one now because uh uh okay. I think I remember when we had the football match to under school and the match ended with violence. I don't know if you
St. James
remember.
Academy, right?
No, that was Delight.
Okay, delight. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Delight. So on our way back home from the field, we saw some of their boys and they started pursuing us. and we ran from Almakura Street. We separated at that Lafia East side. You went home, I went home. I think that
Yeah,
was the only day we even went home separately
yeah,
without reaching each other's houses.
yeah,
And we ran for our life because those guys were ready to deal with us. So I
yeah,
think that's what I can remember. That was the most issue that we had. We got ourselves into that we couldn't bring ourselves out of it easily. But every
yeah,
other issue, we create
yeah,
the issue, we come out of it. So it was nothing to us.
yeah, yeah. The only thing I can remember now is how that we got into troubles with then Miss Tosin, our vice principal, because she loved us so much and she just wanted us to be perfect. And we knew that she wanted us to be perfect, and we said, no, we don't want to be perfect. Like, we want to be. I remember every small thing she would threaten you. I will tell your mother. And then she would tell me, you too, I'll tell your mother, because my mom happened to be the PTA chairman at the time. And then she's like, oh, I will report you. And for us, the reporters, okay, go ahead. We don't even care. Oh, good old days. Okay. Um, if our friendship was a movie, what genre would it be? And who will play us in the movie? So is our movie going
Uh,
to be action film or comedy or what? Or science
it's
fiction?
going to be it's going to be a thriller one,
Okay.
a comedy two, and
Yeah,
action movie three. These three combined.
yeah,
These three combined.
yeah,
Because anyhow we we really did not make enemies in school like that
yeah,
because we were jovial, we were troublesome, and we were serious.
yeah.
We always brought out
In
a joke
everything.
in everything.
Yeah.
I could remember giving myself Zakaria because I don't want to sit at the back during WAEC.
At the
And
front, rather.
I don't want to sit at the front during WAEC, yes,
Yeah,
because my name Abba now, so definitely I
yeah,
must be number one. I
yeah,
could remember when we wanted to write WAEC for the first time.
yeah,
As God will have it, I left Baptist,
yeah,
went to register in a government school, and you came to still join me in
yeah,
that place. You
yeah,
came as a Baptist student, but I was there as a government student. When
yeah,
I
yeah,
saw you, I stopped wearing the government school uniform. I switched
yeah,
back to Baptist. So it was like there's this thread that was connecting you and I together.
yeah,
So it's a thriller because no matter how or wherever we find ourselves, we always see ourselves coming together again
yeah.
for one thing or the other.
Facts.
Then comedy, the fact that we were always fun to be with.
Obvious.
We made the class active, we
Yeah,
made the school active, we
yeah,
made everywhere active. If you
mm-hmm,
talk of book wise, we're there.
yeah,
Comedy wise, we're there. It was just fun.
yeah,
So and then action, you know me
yeah.
very well. So these three things:
Yeah.
thriller, action, and comedy.
Left for me, I would just say it will be purely comedy because, bro, you can never have a dull moment with us. I remember when we went to write our own WAEC. That was our own
Mhm.
time,
Yeah.
and bro, you were like number one. Then before anybody of our school will be next to you, it was like number maybe 40 or 80. Like, you
Yeah.
came with a very serious face, and you came and met us. We're standing, and then I think I was with the vice principal at the time, and then with some of our classmates, and you came. You're like, guys, I'm no longer Abba. My name is Zachariah. Everybody just turned and looked at you like, how? What is this guy saying? I remember from that day, everybody started calling you Zachariah Williams, and I was like,
You know,
yeah,
Miss Tosin was there that day.
yeah,
That was from first experience. You and I, we tried WAEC before
yeah,
our mates.
yeah,
Our parents wanted us to have that feel of what the
yeah.
exam was all about.
Mhm.
And in that center, I was number four, I think.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, the two people before me were my brothers, my
yeah, yeah,
cousin,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
David and then Paul. They so
yeah,
rest in peace.
yeah,
They were the two people before me. Then one other lady that was bearing Aaron as her surname. So Aaron, AA. She
yeah,
kind of so the eyes supervisors put on me. You know how I goes now. It's not like now again.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
and again, if I turn back, none of my guys around me, abba. No, let's go for Zakaria. But
Yeah.
no, I can't
Yeah.
change it.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, what was the funny nickname that we always call ourselves? But I mean, for you, it was Zachariah. I think me from primary school, everybody actually knew me as LBJ. I mean, for the
But we
longest
gave
of
that
time.
name a different meaning. I think it was Ima Akwe that brought that meaning. Life is bad in Jenkwe.
What is the most amazing thing I've said to you? I've said or done for you? I think for me, it was when I was finishing my first degree. I remember at some point things were really tough, and then one day you just called me out of the blues, and you're like, "How far? How are you?" I was just venting for you. I was just telling you, bro, this, that, that, that. I will never forget. You told me, you're like, bro, no matter what happens, we're super proud of you, and I know that you're going to make it. I will never forget that. When you said that to me, I felt, wow, this is my guy, and this is what he's telling me. And I was like, okay, I think right now, more than ever before, I need to focus and not give up on whatever was happening. What is your proudest moment of us?
Our proudest moment
Yeah,
was when we graduated from secondary school
I
because
thought
then we
as
were together
yeah,
and we graduated with flying colors.
yeah,
I could remember at least we were part of the best graduating students
yeah,
and we graduated with an impact. In fact, in our class then, we were part of the few people that the school really misses.
yeah,
So our greatest, I think that was it. Living with our shoulders high, heads high,
yeah,
and living with good grades.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fact. I totally agree with you. Because I was going to say same the day we finished our high school. I remember clearly that day. I remember really, really clearly that we were. I remember when I got home, my dad told me how proud of me he was. My mom told me how proud of me she was. And then when we came to your house, your mom also said the same thing. So I remember it was as if your mom, she was hearing that maybe we're not serious or I don't know. But then when she saw all the awards we got that day and how everybody spoke highly of us, she was like, so these boys, they were not only playing in school. I remember she even organized a party after the graduation that all of us were in your house, we drank, we ate, and all of that. Yeah, we're really proud that day. And I remember our GS1 and GS2 people, they were crying that, oh, these people are graduating. Like, I remember it was so touching, and I was like, oh,
Even
yeah,
our
yeah,
principal too.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Shout out to Mr. James Hembe. God bless his soul, actually. So, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Um, what is something you've always wanted to tell me and you never did? Gang, gang,
Uh,
gang, gang.
God, tough one. I don't think this one is meant for people to hear.
Okay,
Uh, I'll tell you
okay.
that privately.
Okay, no problem. No problem. But me, I will tell you. Probably I've never told you, but I remember when your wife was no, when your wife gave birth, I remember uh we all know the circumstance, of course, we don't need to bring it here. But I remember when she gave birth a week, 2 weeks later, after the naming, I remember I came down I came down to where you were and
Mm.
you were venting so hard. I remember that day. I don't know if you can remember. You told me the story of your marriage up to that point. I was so touched, but then there was something you said. You are like, bro, this marriage is the most beautiful thing that has ever happened to you. And when you said that, I saw your commitment to your wife and to your beautiful daughter. Like, you will call me this, that. And the next thing, bro is hustling as if I'm like, bro, I'm not married yet, but I will tell you right now, you are an inspiration to me. And I hope that
Uh,
when I marry, I would learn a lot. I will learn a lot from you. So I've never told you this, but I am super happy and I'm super proud of how you take care of your family, how that your family is like the first thing in your life. So I'm proud of you, bro.
Uh,
Don't blush, don't blush, don't blush.
Thank you.
Okay. As we bring this to an end, honestly, like I'm having a lot of fun. I don't want this to come to an end, but then we have to come to an end. Was there any moment that you felt like, okay, me and this guy were inseparable? I know we have those moments again and again and again and again and again. Was there any moment that you are like, okay, I think this friendship is for life?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, one way or the other, no matter how far apart we are, something always brings us together.
Yeah,
For instance, my wedding introduction, list collection, you were there,
yeah,
and I didn't know you were going to be around that period.
yeah,
But as God will have it, you came. You're
yeah.
supposed to be my best man, but because of that COVID
COVID.
19 lockdown
Yeah,
thing, you
yeah,
couldn't make it down to Nigeria.
yeah,
But fortunately, when my wife gave birth,
yeah,
you were around
yeah,
for the naming.
yeah,
So you see how intertwined it is. I
yeah,
looked at the whole scenario, I was like, God has a way. Because my first child actually did not survive. After
yeah,
2 days, she died,
yeah,
which you know about. And then you were out of the country. But this
yeah,
one that stayed, you were around for the
yeah,
naming, you
yeah,
were around for the dedication. I can remember very well. That was the day we started one of our program in church, and you were there. So something always brings us together. Like, this is for life. This is for life. You were there before I got married. You were there and I had I would say my first child, because she is alive and well, doing well. You were there. So, and I believe the second one that is coming by His grace, you are going to be there. So,
oh shit. Yeah,
relationship is for life.
yeah,
Like, wherever I see your mom, like, my son, I go down on my knees, I greet her mommy.
yeah,
So, she has never forgotten my face, no matter how big I get. The
yeah,
same to my mom. Any of my mom sees, she must know this is
yeah,
Linus.
yeah,
You always ask, what of Linus? What of, so it is for life.
yeah,
It is for life.
yeah. All right, yeah, true, true. I always agree. I definitely agree with you. I think for you, all the most significant or deciding moments of your life, somehow I just happened to be there. And
Yes.
I remember when you told me of your naming ceremony. I was supposed to travel. I was literally so
Mhm.
I know that I didn't tell you, or maybe I told you, but I was supposed to travel. But I had to, like, nah, man, I cannot miss this guy's wedding and still miss this thing. And yeah, I remember wearing a new clothes that day because I felt like, no,
Yes,
man.
yes, yes, yes. Totally, it was as if we
We
planned
did
the dress.
we planned the color because I wore
Yes.
green. You also wore green. Yeah, I remember.
When you even came to Nigeria, there was a wedding we attended together, and we wore almost the same thing. We wore
Ash.
black.
Yeah,
No,
no
black.
ash, it was ash.
Yeah. And I did
Ah,
not know what we were going to wear until I came to meet in the house, because we
yeah,
went together with your elder bro.
yeah, yeah,
We went
yeah.
together with him for the wedding, so we were wearing the same thing. So,
Yeah,
like you said, most of the happy moments in my life,
yeah,
one way or the other, you happen to be there, live and direct.
yeah.
You see, so, and I'm hoping if I have a son, let me just say this. I've never said it to you before, but I want to name him after you to keep that moving.
Oh my god, this just melted my heart. Boom! You guys, you heard it right here. All right. Okay. I think for me, at what moment did I feel like, no, this is for life? Was just as you've said. No matter how far apart we go, I've had
Yeah.
friends, which you know them, that it's been like 5 years I've not even spoken to any of them. Do you understand? But with you, no matter how far, no matter how long we don't talk, the moment we connect is as if we never left. And just as you've said, our parents were were also. I think my mom was the PTA chairperson, and was it your dad or your mom was
My
her?
mom.
Okay, your mom was her vice.
Yes, yes.
So they were always meeting. They were always together, and there is a myth that people say if you have not fought with your best friend or with your friend, then you people are not friends. But with
Mm,
me and you, never, never. Just as we've said earlier, we've never had a confrontation, like maybe a bitter argument that I call you names or you call me name, or we're like, okay, I'm not going to talk to this guy again. No, I think we've never
yeah.
had it. And I will say, left for me, I will say partly because you're a very patient person. Because, and I think somehow, I don't know, maybe knowingly or unknowingly, you just figured out. Me, I'm always that dominant person, and you are just that reserved person. So even if I remember that there was a day that I did something to you. Honestly speaking, I thought that you were going to be angry, but you were not angry. I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe he didn't even notice what I did was annoying to him, but it is what it is, bro. So
Yeah.
finally, what is one wish you have for me right now?
Well, one wish I have for you is now, and something whenever I'm praying, I put it in my prayers because you've told me about your plans when coming back. You told me about so many things. So my prayer and my wish all the time is all those your plans come to pass. Because
Amen.
I have one belief that if you're successful, I am successful.
Mm,
If I am successful, you're successful.
mm,
So that is the wish I have for you. And I always pray about that every day whenever I have my prayers. Like all what you've told me, all your plans, let them come to pass. That's the
amen.
major thing.
Amen.
Major thing. Every other thing can come after that. But success.
Thank God. Thank God you didn't mention the one thing my heart was already beating that you're going to talk about.
Marriage.
Hey,
My brother,
don't
your
thank God your
success.
wife is not. Thank God your wife is not here because she doesn't even care anything. It's marriage that is in her head.
Marriage is good, but your
Yeah,
success first will determine your marriage.
true,
That is what I believe. You
true.
don't just, it's not something you just rush into it. Though if you have the faith, like me, I walked mine with faith.
Yeah.
I had the faith, I had the belief that this thing is going to work out well. And
Mm,
I went into it and God is helping us. 4 years. 4 years. So it's not
fantastic,
easy.
fantastic. For me, if I have one wish for you, I would say, bro, let God enlarge you because I know your capacity. I from secondary school, I remember from the days of when I was the head boy, you were like my chief of staff, literally, because any plans we had in mind, you would be the first person to. You would even start conversing for other prefects. Guys, we need to do this, we need to do this. So I know your capacity, and I know that where you are right now, um, your capacity is not being exploited as it should. So I honestly pray for, honestly and sincerely, that man, there is something big for you, and when that time comes, I know your capacity. I know that you're going to smash it, you're going to do it big time. So all right, guys, I hope you have had fun with us and on this segment of linking up with my friends. And man, it has been fun recording this, my guy.
Wow. Talking about Aaron, I think I
Yeah.
remember the time I was angry with you because of Aaron. Then when we were in secondary school, whenever he was a shepherd, he was in the boarding school. So
Yeah.
whenever he comes around, I become irrelevant.
You were
I was
jealous, not
like,
relevant. You were jealous. You were
I was,
jealous.
I, I was because, but though now
Yeah.
I and him were even very close. We are very
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
We
I,
we
I,
we talk.
yeah, I understand that totally. I mean, um, it was even me at some point. I remember, I don't know, it was my mom or somebody was telling me that every time Aaron is around, we don't see Williams. In my head, I'll be like, yeah, and that's true. And honestly speaking, it's not like it's intentional. Do you understand? But All right, guys. I hope you had fun just as I did, and thank you so much, Williams, for coming on the show and for for sharing with my people. So everybody, he's also he's into tech. He's a media guy. Anything you want to do, if you want to contact him for anything for website designing, everything. He's also a pastor. Woo! Okay, we'll talk about that some other time. We'll talk about that some other time.
No problem.
But guys, feel free to contact him.
No
He designs
problem.
websites for organizations, for schools, wherever, and just as he has said earlier on. So, guys, thank you so much for still sticking around. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Williams,
you.
for coming. See you guys on the next episode. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.